It was a stormy encounter here at the Hybrid Fitness Stadium this afternoon. I'm not talking about Amy, talking about the game between Merstham and Three Bridges. It ended 1-1, a couple of red cards as well. I've been joined by the gaffer, Jamie Decruz, so we can pick the bones out of it. Jamie, it did seem like a very stormy encounter out there this afternoon. What's your takeaway from it?
Well, firstly, credit to Three Bridges. They're a good side, and we wanted to show them the respect they deserve for being top of the table. First half, we didn't feel we were quite at it in terms of our intensity. We felt our structure was okay and we limited them to fairly little, barring a really good save, instinctive save from Tulfs. But we felt we limited them, and second half we wanted to go at them a little bit more. And I think, the obvious is to say the red card was the turning point, and potentially was, but then obviously it levelled up fairly soon after. So, and I felt second half we were the only team who probably looked like we did look like we were going to score and looked like we were going to win. A draw was a fair result because they were good first half, and I thought we probably just edged the second half and we move on. A good point against a good side.
Given the fact that they have won 6 out of 7 this season, was part of the game plan to come in and keep it tight for that first 45 and see if you could open them up in the second half? Yeah,
definitely. We know they've got real good quality. We've played against them the last 3 years with the same management, the same group, so we know they're a good side. We've been fortunate enough to get the better of them the last couple of years without losing to them. But we think they're arguably in probably prime time in terms of where they're at as a group. I think they're playing really, really well. We watched them a few times. They're a good side. They're a really good side, and we probably aren't quite at it. So we put measures in to try and be a little bit more compact, to try and limit them a little bit more, to not try and go at them so much to open the game up, because they probably had the quality to punish us. But overall, like I said, I think we managed the first half well. Second half was a lot more fluid and more like us. And ultimately, if we had scored at the end, people would have gone, like, what a perfect plan. So we weren't far off it.
Yeah, I think in the second half, we certainly looked like we gelled a lot better. The forward players especially looked like they were coming together and creating some good chances. But the fact that we maybe didn't test their keeper enough, it was maybe our downfall this afternoon.
Yeah, we know Sam as well. He's a good young keeper. Obviously played a few games on loan for us last year. So, he's a good young keeper. Yeah, probably didn't do as much as we would have liked to in terms of threatening them. But the reality is our forwards were putting so much work in defensively. They probably lacked a little bit in terms of stamina to try and get up the pitch, and we can accept that. There was moments of quality, loads of good balls, again flashed. I thought Finn's second half was brilliant. For Olu, overall threat the whole game, caused a constant threat. Corey, second half, come alive. Kingy come alive second half with his aggressive running. We thought Bill had some great moments. There's some really good attacking intent. Drew Malloy's always up and down. Kinder's front-footed. But yeah, we probably didn't do enough in the end. And probably the detail in terms of why we never won the game, or the reason why we never won the game, was we just didn't have enough quality when it mattered right at the end.
I think once the dust has settled and you look back on Paris's sending off, it was quite petulant, wasn't it, to get the second card for what he got for? Not the sort of thing you really want to see out there.
No. Listen, he knows. Paris has been playing a long time, and he knows. He knows. Depends what way you look at stuff, don't it? He was desperate for us to try and get on the front foot and grab the ball. I don't think trying to grab the ball is necessarily a yellow card, but the manner he does, and it's hard, it's easy to say. But Paris was pumped up. He was enjoying the battle. We were getting on top, and it was a bad foul, by the way. So I think actually the ref missed it, and it's almost cost us in two ways, because Paris has been sent off, but the refs all almost forgot the foul that led to it, which was the double yellow for their lads who would have come off. So frustrating, really, but we live and learn. And actually, when we went down to 10v10, I still think we were the better side. So overall we look back, Paris is going to be in trouble for the next couple of weeks, and we crack on.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because when the other opposition get a red card, you almost don't want it to be a forward, do you? You want it to be maybe a defender or centre mid, so it kind of disrupts their flow a little bit more.
Yeah, but Noel's good. Noel's very good. Their forward's very good. He gives them the platform to play. He allows them to play. He had some really good moments, and I get what you're saying, but actually, because he's so good, of course, for us, they lost their point of attack, point of holding the ball up. He's mobile, he's dynamic, he's good. He's one of the best forwards in the league. So I think actually the reality was we were quite happy to see him going off, and we've had some words over there, and it's never personal, but he's a good player. And as far as we were concerned, the moment he got sent off, it was job done. So.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, nothing against Noel personally. Of course, he is a good player, but just a thought on that one. Happy to be back at home. A whole of September, we've been on the road. How's it feel to be back at the mate side?
No, do you know what? It does feel good. It actually does feel good, to be fair. Yeah, it's been a long time, 35 days. I know we had that sort of early stage of being at home, but actually when you're away for 5 weeks, and we've travelled, we've travelled, Deal, Eastbourne. Yeah. I mean, Erith's not overly far in terms of mileage, but it's a tough journey because of where it's situated. Obviously a little bit more local in terms of going to Rains Park, but yeah, tough. And listen, we're good here. We miss this place. We love the supporters behind us, and we feel we can beat anyone here on our day. We know that. We believe that. We genuinely do. And hoping we can kick on a bit and get a little bit more consistency in terms of that home and away. Yeah, definitely.
I know that we've exited a couple of cup competitions during that month. Good that there's not that much of a distraction now with those competitions, or are you slightly disappointed that we couldn't have gone a little bit further in any of them, really?
Good question. We done similar last year. I know we had a better FA Cup run. But we went out to a good team in the FA Cup, a team who's flying, and actually you've only got to see where they got to in terms of Maidenhead away. So they've had a good run at it, to be fair. Of course you want to do well in the competitions which bring money in, and they're prestigious. You want to do well, but it is what it is, and unfortunately cup games are cup games. What it does do is it allows you to try and take focus quickly back onto the league. We've obviously got the Surrey Cup on Tuesday, which we prepare well with, and one we think we can try and go far in. But yeah, of course, we want to win every game. And we feel we've been a bit unfortunate for various reasons so far this year. Not just in terms of refereeing, this is nothing like that. More in terms of like our squads and availability and injuries and ongoing injuries. So we're trying to get the balance right, and there might be a few players in and out over the next week or so. Not so much out, but we want to bring players in to try and help the group. We've only got a small squad. Shroley came back in today, and I thought was excellent overall. I thought it was really, really good. So Bill will come back in today after his loan at Reading and done really good. So we're a tight-knit group, and we want the best for the boys. But ultimately, the best players, the best performing players, are the ones who start. And Bill arguably keeps his shirt, and that's the way we operate. There's no favourites. There's no mates. They're all, I'd class them all as mates. But ultimately, we try and pick the best team for the game ahead.
Absolutely. Just a final question on outgoings more than anything. Aaron Jenkins and Louis Evans have both departed in the past week or so. Just a little update on that for the fans?
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say we wanted either to go, but I'm also conscious boys want to play. AJ has been an utter professional since he joined us last year. Always has a purple patch of scoring goals, and he's certainly done that for us last year. Started the season with us playing, got a few assists, and he got a knock. But AJ needs to play. He's got so many good tools and attributes, and he just needs to play. And we felt we couldn't quite give him the game time he warranted. And Olu, obviously, in his absence, has been really, really good. But AJ's top. I've got a lot of time and love for AJ. He's been with me for a long time, and I wish him nothing but success. And Louis Evans, disappointed, didn't want him to go. Basically wanted to play week in, week out. And again, can't blame him. Good player, Louis. We were struggling really to get him in with what we have and what we had. But he may have found himself in, but one goes out, one comes in, and ultimately, Louis going probably brings Bill back, and we all know that Bill wants to be here, loves the club, cares for the club, and ultimately, sometimes you need a little bit of that. So yeah, it is what it is. We never like losing players from the group, mainly because they're all good lads. We only ever bring good lads in. We only ever bring good people and good lads. So it's a shame to see anyone go. They become part of your family and part of your squad. People you speak to and see on a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. But we've got to make sure the decisions are right for the football club ultimately. And if anyone that comes in, we need to justify that they're going to be better than what we've got. And when you do let someone go amicably, ultimately you've got to make sure it's the best decision for us and for them. So sad to see him go, but we move on. Yeah, excellent. Well, as you mentioned already, we're back here on Tuesday night, the 7th of October. Surrey Senior Cup against Abbey Rangers. Come down and support the boys. But for now, Jamie, thanks for Cheers, mate. Nice one. Thanks very much.